Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Thai classic. It's a Thai yellow curry. And what you're going to need for a Thai yellow curry is we've got 2 chicken breasts. They'll be cut up into pieces. We've got the Thai yellow curry paste. This is palm sugar or jackery. Jackery comes in a block like this. You can see this has already been used. It's quite solid, and we'll be shaving that off and that will melt into the curry. We've got some coconut milk, a Thai fish sauce, and they come in different varieties, some oil. We've got some coriander later on to finish off the curry once it's cooked. I've got half a glass of water. I will be putting that in later on if the curry needs a little bit thinning out, if it is a little bit thick. Now this curry paste comes in these 2 types of forms. This yellow curry is 50 grams, and that's what it looks like. This is from Thailand, but you will get this in most Asian supermarkets. And this is a Mai Poi yellow curry paste. It's the same thing, and what you'd use there is 2 tablespoons of the paste, and we'll be showing how to cook that later. If you can't get either of these, we will be showing you the link below of how to make a Thai yellow curry paste. Now I'm going to start cooking the curry. I've just put a drop of paste in it with the oil just to make sure that the oil isn't too hot. And the last thing you want to do is overcook the paste. I'm putting the rest of the paste into the oil, and what I'm doing, I'm cooking this paste just slightly loosening it all, because that's what we want to do before we add the coconut milk. And that's a beautiful aroma is coming off that paste now. That's gorgeous. I'm just going to put a drop more oil into the pan. This is a moderate heat because again all I'm doing is loosening all the paste so it's all cooked through. That smells delicious already, and we've only just begun. So that's the paste is cooking away there, and now I'm just going to start adding the coconut milk, and it's a drop at a time. So I'm just putting in about 1/4 of a can of the milk, and I'll stir that through, and I'm looking to make an emulsion. Make sure we get it all out the sides. We don't want any to burn. You can see that beautiful colour coming together. Well, that is nearly blended, and once I've blended that in, now I'm going to add just over half the can. And I'm going to turn that up slightly. Now I need to warm this right through. Just before, and just as it starts to bubble, and that's all. What you've got to be careful of, if you put too much heat in it, it could split, and that's what you don't want. So you keep an eye on this continuously, keep stirring, and then once it starts to bubble, just turn the heat down, and then once we've done that, we can add the chicken. Now if it does become a little bit thick, I've got a glass of water, or half a glass of water, and I will add that if I need to. But again, it depends on yourself. You can have it thick if you really like it thick. I tend to have this in a bowl with the rice on one side, and you have it that way rather than pouring it all over the top. You can see now that the curry paste and the coconut milk has come together. You can see it slightly bubbling there, and that's all you need there with the heat. Don't need anything else than that. If you become a little bit too thick, you can just, if you need to, I've got, say, half a glass of water. You can add water into suit. I'm just going to put that much in, no more than that. Just bring that through again. And you can see that, like I say, that's all emulsified there. That's nice and thick. That's thick enough. And now I'm just going to add the chicken. That's the 2 breasts of chicken, which we had earlier, and I've cut them into pieces. You see the pieces, and I've got this from my local butcher. It's entirely up to you where you get it from, but this is just my preference. So the chicken's going in, and that chicken now is going to poach in that coconut milk. See there? Cover that with a curry sauce. Now I'm just shaving the jackery, or your palm sugar. You need to break it up because you need it to melt into the curry. Don't put it in one piece. One thing to remember, I'm adding this amount, but it's all to do with taste. But I would add less. You can always add more, otherwise you could make it too sweet. And just to show you again, this is our, which I showed you earlier, this is our jackery block. It's quite solid, and obviously you can see I've been using it, and you just shave it with a knife, and that, to me, that's going to be more than enough that's going to go into my curry. Right, you see the yellow curry now, it's bubbling away quite nicely. Here's the jackery, what I've just shaved. I'm adding that. Give that a stir. Stir that in. That'll melt in now, lovely. That'll give that a delicious sweet flavour. And we got Thai fish sauce. There it is. And these come in different varieties, and they're plenty. They're all different supermarkets, Asian supermarkets, and your local supermarket. And what I've added this. Again, this is very potent. So 1.5. Again, if I required more, quite simply add it. Once you put too much in, you can spoil it. I've got some water, and I'm just going to put a little drop more in, just a dot. The chicken is now cooked, and again we're just going to warm all that through, and that will infuse now the Thai fish sauce and the jackery. The sugary part of it is melting, and once that's all melted in together and emulsified, then we'll come back and finish off. What I'm doing now is I'm just frying an egg, and I'm making a crispy egg. This is going to go on top of the rice, which will accompany our Thai yellow curry. So I've got the oil nice and hot. I'm just going to drop that in there now. And I just want that to crisp up. Just the edge, just like you get in Thailand. Just warm that through. And then now the hot oil now has crisped up that egg. You can just see the edges there, they're just nice and crispy. And that will finish off on top of the steamed rice once the curry is complete. Okay then, all I need to do now is to dish up. So my basmati rice is cooked, so just for that basmati rice. And that really does smell absolutely lovely. I can't wait to get stuck into this now. And just to finish off, I've got some chopped coriander. And there we have it. Thai yellow curry, basmati rice with a crispy fried egg.